The Zone from VADO is the industry's first all-flush, push-button thermostatic valve, perfect for a minimalist aesthetic. In this guide, we will show you how to disassemble, maintain and assemble the Zone. You will need the following tools to complete this job. Use an adjustable spanner to loosen the shower head. Twist the head to remove it completely. Attach a shower hose to divert the water. Use a 2mm Allen key to remove the thermostat handle. Next, remove the halo. As you have diverted the water supply, you can push the buttons and unscrew them by rotating them anti-clockwise. Put your finger through the holes and push the buttons to turn off both water outlets. Remove the plastic housing and using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the countersunk screws. Hold the top of the faceplate as you carefully remove the bottom screw and the plate. Avoid losing the screws down the waste pipe. Isolate the hot water supply with a flathead screwdriver by turning the non-return valve clockwise until you feel resistance. When you feel resistance, turn the screwdriver 1/4 of a turn more, turn the temperature control clockwise, and turn on the water outlet to drain it. Next, isolate the cold water supply in the same way by turning the non-return valve clockwise. When you feel resistance, turn the screwdriver 1/4 of a turn more. This time, turn the temperature control anti-clockwise for cold. Push the button and drain. If after taking the steps to isolate the water supply, there is still water flowing through the system, turn the main water supply off at the stopcock. Remove the non-return valve housing using a 12mm box spanner or ratchet. Use a pair of long-nosed pliers to carefully remove the isolation valve and inspect for debris or damage. In this example, we can see that a piece of wood stuck in the valve is preventing the valve from sealing. Repeat this step for the cold non-return valve. Use a pair of long-nosed pliers to carefully remove the isolation filter and inspect for debris or damage. Using a 22mm box spanner, undo the nut surrounding the button. This will draw out the on-off button for the hot control. Repeat this step for the other cartridge to draw out the on-off button for the cold water control. To remove the fixing nut from the cartridge, press the 2 flaps on either side before unscrewing the nut. Use a 3mm Allen key to loosen the screws at each of the 4 corners of the front plate support frame. Ensure that the screws are removed evenly. You may need to hold the nuts on the inside in order to unscrew the bolts. Once loosened, pull the brace away from the wall. Use a 5mm Allen key to unscrew the 4 cartridge housing bolts, being careful not to lose the bolts. When unscrewing the final bolt, hold onto the spline and remove the cartridge unit. Use a 2mm Allen key to unscrew the brass collar. Remove the gear and make a note of the stop ring location, positioned at 12 o'clock. Loosen the retaining ring with long nose pliers and the grooves. Then remove the ring using an Allen key. Extract the thermostat using a pair of grips, being careful to not lose the locating ring. Rinse with running water to remove debris. If there is limescale present, submerge in a descaling agent. We recommend 50% white vinegar mixed with 50% hot water. Once removed, rinse with running water and wipe the filter gauze with a microfiber cloth. If the turbulator is displaced after the removal of the cartridge, ensure to reinstall the turbulator using the locating lugs. Apply grease to the thermostat's O-rings and reseat within the cartridge. Return the locating ring to stop the thermostat from moving. Then screw in the retaining ring with a 2mm Allen key. Tighten up the retaining ring with long nose pliers and the grooves. Next, place the stop ring. Pay attention to the groove at 12 o'clock. Put the gear cog on, followed by the brass nut. Tighten the brass nut with a 2mm Allen key. Calibration of the thermostat will take place once the cartridge is reinstalled. Use a microfiber cloth to wipe the O-ring faces and apply grease to the O-rings. Use a 5mm Allen key to screw the cartridge back into the housing. Tighten the screws evenly before securing the screws in diagonal pairs. Use long nose pliers to reseat the non-return valves and secure in place using a 12mm box spanner or ratchet. Replace the push-button cartridges, ensuring the locating notch is positioned at the bottom. Then secure the cartridge in place using a 22mm box spanner. Repeat this with the second push-button cartridge. To test the water supply, ensure the buttons are in the off position. Use a flathead screwdriver to loosen both of the non-return valves until they are flush. Check the temperature of the water being delivered to the outlet with a thermometer when the temperature control has been rotated to total hot. If the temperature is not 46 degrees, proceed as follows. Loosen the grub screw with a 2 mm Allen key. Rotate the gear clockwise until 46 degrees is achieved. If the stop prevents you from achieving 46 degrees, disengage the gear and turn the spindle anti-clockwise, approximately 90 degrees. Temporarily re-engage the gear and rotate the spindle clockwise. Once 46 degrees is achieved, the lower gear cog must be disengaged and turned anti-clockwise to update the stop location. Then re-engage the gear, fit the collar and tighten the grub screw. Screw the brace in level with the wall and lock in place by tightening the nut on the back, clamping the brace in place. Position the faceplate and use a Phillips screwdriver to screw in the locating bolts. Replace the center ring and push the halo into place. Twist the buttons into place by screwing and pushing at the same time. Ensuring the spindle is rotated to the maximum temperature, reinstall the handle with the notch facing the plus sign. The reassembly process is now complete. For more information, please visit the VADO website or contact our customer support team.